What's up, everyone? This is David with All Beach Everything, and this is part 2 of covering multiple shots on defense. And in this second part, what I didn't get to cover in part 1 are a couple of the other situations that might occur on a play similar to this. So in the previous video I mentioned that this isn't really a predetermined type of defense where if A then B. This is very much making changes during the game and as the play develops. So you're not going to be able to serve the ball and know exactly where you're going to be on the court. You're just going to be starting in a general area, and then from there you're taking little adjustments, little steps in different directions based on where the pass is, where the set is, where your block is set up, what the block call is, and a few other things. You have to also account for wind conditions, who you're playing, things like that, their tendencies. So in this clip, as you know what happened, is the pass went towards the middle of the court and the set also drifted a little bit more towards the right. Now, what I'm going to be covering first is if the pass was in the same spot but the set was fine. So it wasn't drifting over towards the right. As you saw how Scott had to take that big step to the right there, so he's probably assuming that he's going to be coming straight into almost where the block is. And let's assume that it's a fine set. It's not too tight, not too far off, and Scott just is able to anticipate it properly, and at that point he's probably going to be able to take a nice swing on it as well. So if that's the case, where Ty is set up right now, he's shading the block, and once he sees the set go up and that it's still where it's anticipated, where his blocker is, if I keep going a little further and illustrate on the near side of the court, right now he is about, let's say, here, and where he probably should adjust after the set goes up is he wants to be probably about a half a step, actually let me get that further over, about a half step up and about one step over into the corner shot. Now the reason why he wants to be over in towards the corner is that with the pass coming into the middle and the set coming into the middle, he knows that the block's going to be pretty much straight in front of him. So he's going to be probably less inclined to hit up the court into the seam and thus into the corner. So this is your base defense where the blue is, and you should be able to have a nice easy dig from there. The next step that you're going to be taking, based on just reading the hitter's shoulders and his arm swing, is you're either going to be coming into the sideline if he tries to make a little bit more of a sharper cut, or say, let me get rid of that he's probably going to hit a roll shot. Then in that case, you have a nice short distance into the near side cutty, and if you read that he's slowing down his arm swing or he's like looking at the defense, then you're going to move in towards your block. So let me get rid of that. You're going to move towards your block. So where the shade is. Let me get a little bit closer to that. You'll be coming a little bit closer. So at this point you're still in that path to the corner from here. You're still intercepting that path. That's what we talked about in the first video. And at that point, it still gives you an opportunity to cover the near side cutty, and it also gives you the opportunity to cover the far side cutty. So that's a normal set. Now let's say that the set was a little tight. So it could be anywhere from where Hayden set it, or say where Scott was anticipating the set to be, but let's just say that it's tight, and it's basically right in front of the block. So it's right here, and it's tight to the net. So what do you do in that case? And what you do is you go into no man's land. You go straight behind where your block is, and I'll illustrate on the near side of the court. You go right here at about where the 10-foot line is, if there were actual lines on the beach. And you go here, not because you think they're going to hit into that particular spot, but this basically puts you equidistant to all different shots on the court. From here, you can cover the near side and the far side cutty, and if they decide to go up over the block, you can still have enough time to recover to either corner. So with those tight sets, just don't even think that they're going to be able to put a swing on it. If they do, they're going to get blocked. Just trust your blocker. So those are a couple different situations off a similar play like that, and how you can easily adjust to it to cover just about every shot. Now with this style of play, you won't be able to cover every shot. You're going to be able to cover 3 out of 4, or 4 out of 5, or 3 out of 5 different shots. But playing those percentages, and if you're a good enough player with good instincts that you're quick enough, you should be able to get touches on just about every play. Whether or not they're clean enough, who knows? Sometimes you get good touches, sometimes you don't. It's just kind of luck of the draw that way. But if you put yourself in these positions, you give yourself a really good chance to hold serve as well as side out effectively. So if you need more tips like these, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, leave them in the comments. You can always find more videos at allbeacheverything.blogspot.com. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.